Hey guys, welcome back. So I got an order in from HobbyNut Models, and I've also got a few eBay stash ads and one that I got from a friend that I purchased from him. So to start with, I got some more MCW paint, and let's see. I don't know if you guys have ever used this, but have you ever struggled trying to find the right color for your carburetors, your Holly carburetors and all? Well, this is the MCW Carb Green Gold, and this is about as close to a carburetor color as you're going to get. I had a bottle of it, and because I only used a little bit at the time, and it dried up on me, so I had to get a replacement. So I got 2 bottles. Oh, a stupid phone. 2 bottles of the Carb Green Gold. Got 2 bottles of that. Got a bottle of Antique Silver, and you can't really tell much about it because it's not shaken up, but Antique Silver, looks like it's going to be more of a, well, I don't know. I can't decipher the darn numbers for the life of me. But anyway, Antique Silver, Viking Blue Metallic, Fawn Beige Metallic. It looks like it's going to be silver, but it's not, because it's that's just all the metallic that's settled down to the bottom. And I don't want to open it, because the last thing you want to do to a jar of paint that you aren't about to use is take the lid off of it. You allow that air to get in there, and you know, it's just a matter of time at that point. But got a bottle of yellow, just straight up yellow, no metallic in this. I realized I didn't have just yellow, and I think it'd be cool to paint a car just a bright yellow color. So I have to find the right car to fit that color. Got Dusk Plum Metallic, being older car paint, 5615E. That would be either a Ford, Dodge, Chevy, something color like that, but an older one. As far, this may be like a, or I think this might have been on a 57 Chevy in the reference picture on HobbyNut Models. And I got 2 of the bright red. Bright red is what I painted my 40 Ford with. My first USAC build 40 Ford, that's what I used, is that color, bright red. It is bright, and it's red, and it is awesome. And I got 2 of those. And I got a surf green. That'd be another older color for a car. I don't remember which car this was on, but surf green, very nice. I would say, I was about to say kind of close to that willow green, that 37 Ford that I built, but not quite. But it is somewhere in that neighborhood. And I got another Viking Blue Metallic. All right, and the kits I got from HobbyNut Models this month. I've built this one in the past, and it's just a really nice model kit. He had a good price on it too. So the Foos Ford FD 100 pickup. I saw quite a few of these built up at Acme. I know my friend Hector Guadalupe, he built one that is just stunning. It's black, and it is just absolutely beautiful. The paint finish on it is just perfect. But this is a really nice kit. Comes with a 427, 428, something like that, FE Ford big block, and it is a really nice model kit. If you've never had this one, you should get it. I believe it's got independent rear suspension too. I built this one early on in the channel, and I need to do it again, because the more that I look at that one, I painted it silver. The more I look at it, the more I wish I'd have done different. But anyway, I also picked up this Fast and the Furious, which I've still not ever seen the movies, but the Ford Lightning 2nd gen, and I believe these would have been supercharged. Let's see if it's got a picture of the engine. Yep, it's got a supercharger on it, so that's a cool truck. But whenever I look at, oh man, look how crooked the rear tire is on that tire. Where's it at? Right there. That thing is not straight. Wow. And the sanding job they did on the tires is just awful looking. But I might know the person who built this. I don't know. Did a great job. I don't know who did the box art. I don't even know if it says on here who did the box art, but every time, I wish I could get this out of my head, but I don't see anything but a big block Ford sticking out of the hood, and blower and tubbed out rear. That's kind of gets on. I kind of get on my own nerves, because that's all I see now. But when I see a truck like this, that's what I picture. That's a nice stance with some big fat Mickey Thompsons under the back, and so a big supercharged alcohol injected blown Ford sticking out of the hood. That's just me. I don't know. Are you guys that way too? And then this is I'm pretty sure this is a new kit, a new release from Mobius, the Dodge 65 Coronet sedan. And yes, that's the same thing that I think about this. But it would probably be a cool car, kind of that sleeper look. It doesn't have any pictures of the engine. And what I looked on here, I don't see anything about what the engine is. And I haven't watched any of the unboxing videos on this, but a lot of times these cars would have had a big old 440 or something, whatever. I don't know if 440 was out in 1965, but 413 or some kind of big block Dodge could have even been a Hemi car. I don't know. When you see the steel wheels and the hubcaps, yeah, you can just about imagine it was one of those factory hot rods, just all about weight. And I got a few kits off eBay, and you'll probably not be very surprised when you see them, but I got this Stutz Bearcat Aurora 1/16 scale. Stutz Bearcat's hard to find, and the Mercer Raceabout is kind of hard to find. I've got one Stutz, now two, and I've got one Mercer. I'm trying to get a couple of all of them. I've got more than a couple of some of them, but I was able to get this off of eBay for a really good price. I don't buy unless it's something that's just absolutely like, for instance, I was going to bid on it and I missed it, but you know that Aurora made those Hemi engines that had the pistons, rods, crankshafts, and everything, and they're really expensive. There was one on eBay. It was still sealed, and it ended up going for $92 plus shipping. I would have given a little more than that, because just the value of those things are crazy. Whoever got it for $92 got a steal of a deal, because what I've heard is that those molds are gone. They got some kind of a train wreck or something like that. Those molds got destroyed, so those are cool. But I generally don't spend too much on eBay kits. You might find something at a show, but anyway, that's a sealed. Some of these cars had it. Some of the parts were sealed, some of them weren't. So I haven't gone through and inventoried it, but just by looking at it, you can tell that's a complete kit. But anyway, that's really cool. I just love these. I just love these famous cars of all time. And another one, sticking with that Aurora theme, and I just recently got one of these, but it wasn't in this box, is the XKE Jag. I did a video on it on the other one that I got, which is the same model kit in the Young Builders brown box. That Monogram kit, Monogram was able to use these molds, and they produced the 1/25th scale XKE Jag, exact same car. It's sitting right up above me. It's the old striped box, and it's a white Jaguar. But caught my eye whenever I bought that Monogram kit first, because it was weird that it was a 1/25th scale car, but it was a Monogram. Monogram always did, 1/24th. And I found out once I got it that it was actually a Aurora repop by Monogram. But anyway, I was able to get this one with the cool box art, and I think I've opened it, and pretty sure this one's all in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this one's, they did stick the wheels in there, but the bag is still stapled shut. So it looks like all they did was take the rims off the trees and put them in the tires. And the windows don't have any tire burns or anything like that on them. So that's good. So I was able to get that off of eBay. And lastly, my friend BG's Model Workshop over in Chandler, Arizona, he was at Acme, and I saw a Instagram post that he had just recently. It was before Acme, and he had this, and I meant to ask him at Acme, would he want to get rid of it. I didn't think that he was a monster truck guy, he got it like a bundle from a guy. He was able to purchase a bundle of model kits, and this was in there. So we worked out a deal. I asked him at Acme, would he be interested in getting rid of it? Then we, after Acme, we texted back and forth and worked out a deal for me, and I was able to get this. He shipped it to me, and I don't thank BG for that. I really appreciate it. My most favorite monster truck of all time. I used to be in the Bigfoot monster truck club as a kid, and I built this one as a kid. Oh my word. This is number 6 of this edition, second gen. So the first gen I have none. Second gen now I have 6. And then it went, you know, they went to the from the leaf springs to the gas coilover gas nitrogen charged shocks in like 1987 or 88 is when well, probably might have been closer to 90. I don't remember. No, I think it was like late 80s. This is probably in 87. I think this is 87. Then they, or maybe in 88, then they went to the more of a wraparound grill, more of a little rounded grill. And then, but you know, who cares? I do, but most people don't. But anyway, yeah, my most favorite, I was a monster truck fan because of Bigfoot. My dad always loved Bob Chandler, who was interesting. This came from Chandler, Arizona. That's a coincidence. But anyway, Bob Chandler created Bigfoot back in the 70s, and it just it grew. It made monster trucks. It did. That was it. That was the start of it. And he ran over a couple cars, made a video of it, and yeah, the rest is absolutely history. But to have another one of these, I gotta build one. I have to build one. One thing that I want, and I thought about that today, is I would probably, I don't know if I'd use the kit engine or not, but the one thing that lacks the most on this kit is the carburetors. Because you may not know, but they ran Predator carburetors. And on this one, you see it's got 3 Predators. They were just a square box looking carburetor that had like a bird on it or something. I've never really seen one up close, but it had like some sort of bird or something like that. Maybe it was some sort of predator animal. Maybe it was a bird. It was a predator, maybe like a hawk or something. But I gotta find some files or talk to somebody that knows how to design something about making Predator carburetors, because you can't have a real Bigfoot with just 2 square chrome boxes for carburetors, and even the breathers are not like thick enough, right? So yeah, if you know anybody who knows how to do a design, like make it, or has a file for Predator carburetors, I'd really like to get in touch with that person. But that's one reason I've held off in building one of these, is because it won't look right with Hollies or anything like that. It's got to have the Predator carburetors, and I don't know how to design anything. But he showed me all the contents. Everything's there. It's just wonderful. Just the coolest monster truck kits ever. All right. Well, that's it. So thanks for watching. I appreciate you. And as always, this video was sponsored by HobbyNutModels.com. Not really, but I mean, it sort of was. I mean, I got my order from him, so I always want you guys to go check out Mark's website, HobbyNutModels.com. It's always linked in the description of the video. Go down, click on that link, and it'll carry you right over there. Go do some shopping, grab some cool MCW paint, model kits, supplies, whatever you need. Go check it out, HobbyNutModels.com. Also, go check out my website if you hadn't already, mcvproducts.net, and I'll send you a couple stickers. Generally, when you get your order, if it's got 1 sticker, I didn't pack it, because I usually put 2 stickers in there for my people. And Ellie and Ruthie, I think they're only putting 1 sticker. I think they think we're going to run out of stickers or something. But anyway, I usually try and stick 2 in there. So if you get 2 stickers, I probably packed it. But they do most of the packing. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I appreciate you, and we'll see you soon. Take care.